I'm at Bison County in Waltham with Chef Dan Lane. Dan, first of all, thank you for having me here.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me.
I came in to do an interview. I sat down for lunch, and man, I'm so happy I stayed for lunch. The food you prepared was unbelievable. You're going to the World Food Championship, which we'll talk about in a moment, but let's talk about the food because you've been here for about a year now.
Yes.
And you've kind of, not revamped, you've kept some of the staples because Bison County was always known for their barbecue, but you've added your own touches. And I believe I just tasted 3 of them. 3 amazing touches. So let's talk a little bit about what I had first. The presentation is where I want to start because, I mean, obviously you eat with your eyes first.
Of course.
And when you came out and you had a pork belly hanging on a hook.
It was one of those last year. We were getting ready for Oktoberfest with one of the beer providers, and we were doing specials, and I was making pretzels, but I had the meat pretzel hook, and I couldn't figure out...
The oversized pretzels?
Yeah, the jumbo pretzel that you hang on the hook that goes out. And so I had the hook that we got through a company, and I was pretty impatient looking at it, trying to figure out what I can do with it, and I had our smoked candied pork belly, so I just treated it as like a meat hook and just hooked the thing right on there, and it's been a very popular thing.
Multi-purpose hooks. I
yeah,
dig it.
Exactly.
And it was absolutely delicious. The candied pork bellies. What was the little sauce I had there?
I was a house-made pineapple sriracha.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a little sweet and spicy on the same time.
That was tasty stuff. And then you brought the board of burnt ends.
Yes.
Tell me about those a little bit, because the coleslaw was delicious underneath them.
Yeah, so that's our traditional coleslaw that's been made here for 23 years, as long as we've been open. And the burnt ends are just our kind of twist on it of your classic burnt ends.
Sure.
But what we do is we reduce down the barbecue sauce more so it almost candies it. So you get like a candied burnt end more than just your typical burnt end sandwich.
I noticed that a lot of it was the sweeter. There's a lot of sweeter touches to it. Is that a regional thing with the barbecue, or is that just your touches?
So it's our Texas-style barbecue, so it's our sweeter-style sauce that we go with, and our Carolina is more your honey mustard-based sauce. But as you bring it down, the sugars of the barbecue sauce come out, so it gets that like sweeter, candier flavor. And
you brought out a brand new item. I believe I was the first one to try this.
Yeah, so today was the first day we put it on. It was a wild boar rack as an appetizer. So it was a wild boar chop, almost like a lamb chop.
Sure.
And what we did is we made a pumpkin apple cider risotto, which we don't really make risotto here, so it was a little different. Just kind of feeling the fall, vibe today, and reduced down a little apple cider and our house habanero sauce.
Yep.
And gave it so it's a little sweet, spicy. And then the boar rack we just grilled to like you would for like a lamb chop and sliced it down with a little sage on it.
It's delicious. And we were talking off air that I do the HelloFresh boxes. And, and one of the ones last week was a risotto. And I had no idea how labor intensive it is. And as you said, you don't always make risotto. And I understand why, because each dish takes like a half an hour to make a thing. And it's a whole deal.
Yeah, it was. Risotto is one of those things. And
if you hit it,
if you hit it, it's an amazing thing. And if it's lightly under and it's a little crunchy, so it's definitely an interesting dish
very cool.
itself.
So that's on your specials menu.
Yep, so that's on the specials for now. And like we change the specials maybe once, twice, 3 times. Depends on, like I told you off air, like if I feel like making Asian food today, that's what it's going to be. So never have a signature dish per se. It's just kind of what you're feeling that day.
And that's one of the things you've done with the menu also, not only adding your own twists to it as you feel whatever you're cooking on specials, but also the menu itself has gone from just strictly barbecue to a more, as you would say, southern comfort food. It's right on your menu.
Right. Yeah, so it's more like a southern comfort food with New England twist because we're in New England.
Right. And I was noticing on your grill, because I love the open pit concept you guys have at Bison County. It's not only do you get to observe the people eating your food, but it's also like a floor show almost for the crowd.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge nowadays. Like I worked at the Blue Room in Cambridge for 7 years, and that was an open kitchen as well. So you're on your best game when people are watching you. So I learned that from there, and it just rolls over to here. And now, like you said, you can see people eating your dish. You can see. Normally, you don't get to see the reactions when somebody puts their like a bite in your mouth and they like it or they don't like it. Either way,
It happens.
But you can see it, and it's really cool. It's a cool thing to be kind of out there seeing, kind of being involved with the diner as they eat, and they come up and talk to you and asking questions. So it's a good It's a good thing to have. I love open kitchens.
And it's funny because as open kitchens become more popular, I did a year in a restaurant, so I was the worst waiter ever. But the kitchen language has to be toned down, obviously.
Yeah, that's
now
another.
that you're on the front of the house.
Yeah, that's another good thing. Is the language is more PG when
Keeps
they got
the
an
kitchen
open kitchen.
family friendly.
Yeah, exactly. Keeps them in check a little bit more.
Before we go on to the competition, your burgers.
Yes.
Because I saw you cooking them, and
Yes.
I was looking at them, and I'm like, that looks like cheese almost melting out of the burger.
Yeah,
Tell me a little bit, because I know you guys do Bison Burgers, which I've become a huge fan of Bison Burgers. I love that you guys do them here, but you do a little bit different Bison Burger.
Yeah, so we do your traditional Bison Burger, just plain,
Sure.
nice and healthy, clean. But then we also were messing around. Well, I was messing around in the kitchen one day for the owner's son was like, make me something good. I was like, oh, sure. So I
Sure.
took some pulled pork and I stuffed it in the Bison Burger with some cheddar cheese. And then we grilled that, and we call it our beast. It's
A
the
beast.
Yeah. So it's the Bison Burger stuffed with pulled pork, cheddar cheese, and then we sauce it with our Texas and Carolina, which
Okay.
we call our county sauce.
There you go.
And then we put onion rings on top and cheddar cheese, and dust it with like our house Cajun chili dust.
So it's basically like a burger plus a pulled pork sandwich, all mixed into one delicious bite.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of happy,
Now, is that the only stuffed burger you do?
That's the only one for now we do. We do a couple of specials, but we also have other specialty burgers. We do a chicken chorizo burger.
Mm-hmm.
So we ground chicken and chorizo mixed together. We do a turducken burger.
A turducken, go on.
Yeah, so we got ground chicken, ground turkey as a burger patty
Mhm.
that we season with some spices to make it kind of taste like Thanksgiving.
Sure.
And then what we do for the duck part of the turducken is we take duck confit and place it on top of the burger.
Oh, wow.
And then that way you get your whole kind of experience of your turducken
Very cool.
inside a burger, and Swiss cheese, cranberry mayo, and
What was
that's
the
it.
one I saw with jalapenos coming out?
So that's our new county burger.
Okay.
So it's a avocado creme fraiche on the bread,
Mm-hmm.
a bison burger with American cheese, our house bacon chutney, and pickled jalapenos on top.
Oh, very cool.
Yes.
No, I'm hearing a lot of like almost healthy burgers. You do bison, turkey burger, all that stuff.
Yep.
What is the driving force besides just making people eat healthy?
I mean, it's just kind of one of those things.
Not counting all the pulled pork stuffed in it, but
Yeah, I mean, we take the healthy food and then fry it.
There you go. Perfect.
No, just kidding. No, you want to have all those healthy options, especially nowadays. I tend to eat a lot of bison burgers and turkey burgers.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really eat a regular burger anymore after eating bison burgers for so long.
You've been spoiled.
Yeah, it's crazy. But it's better for you all around,
Sure.
and to have that
So
option.
you're doing a
is-
public service here as
yeah,
well.
exactly. We got salads, we got bison burgers, we got bison tips as
Mhm.
well. So it's we just kind of keep that healthy option there. But if you're not feeling so healthy, we can help you out on that end too.
Well, speaking of that, I also saw on your chalkboard you just started serving poutine.
It's been as a special that we've been putting on and on. We've kind of had it on off menu for a long time as well. So the poutine
Tinkering
we do,
with it a
yeah,
little bit,
we
yeah.
just we do a house-made potato chip instead of a French fry.
Okay.
And then on top of the poutine, we put pulled pork, brisket,
Mm-hmm.
rib meat that we take off the bone,
Okay.
and pulled chicken. And then we put our pepper, jack cheddar cheese on top of
Wow.
that. And then because it's not, unhealthy enough, we drop fried cheese curds on top of that.
Fried cheese curds. So it's literally like the ultimate barbecue poutine.
Yeah. I don't know how else to explain it.
Fried cheese curds.
And then
My
instead of
gosh.
using a gravy, we use our relleno sauce, which we put on top of burritos.
Oh, wow.
So it's a little twist, so it's not like your
Okay.
typical poutine, and just kind of
Very cool.
sets us apart a little bit different, just to have fun with it.
So let's talk about the competition, because you're going down to Alabama when?
Flying down November 6th, I compete on the 9th.
Okay. Tell us about the competition.
So it's the World Food Championships, which
Yep.
is the largest food championship competition that's out there, I guess.
Okay.
This is my first year doing it, my first year ever competing in culinary food competitions.
Mhm.
I won the Boston Here's the Beef Culinary Fight Club
Okay.
back in July, which
Sure.
opened up the window for me to go here. So I entered the steak division for the World Food Championships.
Sure. I saw on your menu, it's actually the featured steak was the one that won, correct?
Yes, I have the Culinary Fight Club Here's the Beef winning steak is actually on our menu permanently now, which was a grilled ribeye that we
Mhm.
basted in a duck confit butter. And then we took that butter and tossed the potatoes in it
Because butter is just not good enough without duck confit.
Exactly.
Come
You
on.
need fat, and more fat, right?
We were just talking healthy. Come on now.
Well,
Now we're talking
exactly. That's
delicious.
the other side of it.
Right.
And then the ribeye's got the fat. So it's a whole lot of fat, and it's a whole lot of happy.
Which is where the flavor is.
Exactly.
Come on, let's be honest.
Yep. That's one thing you learn. The fat is flavor.
Absolutely.
So we did that, and it was one of those you had to run to a table, grab whatever you could, and make your dish out of that.
Kind of like people would see on TV, like the Iron Chef type thing. Like they're given an ingredient, then they sprint, and it's all drama.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Everybody yelling at each other.
Yeah. So we ran to the table. We grabbed potatoes, mushrooms, and then I just bear pawed a bunch of like greens.
Didn't know what it was.
I didn't know what it was, but we know we needed it.
That's green. We need a vegetable.
Yeah.
Go.
So it was like kale, chard, and I think a little mustard greens.
Okay.
So we sauteed that down at the very last second, put it in with the potatoes, the confit. We grilled the mushrooms, grilled the ribeye, perfect medium rare, sliced it as it rested, and then topped it with a balsamic glaze to cut the fat and the richness of the duck.
And they can come to Bison County in Waltham and order that off the menu.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Anytime. Yes.
So do you have any plans going into the World Food Competition?
What we're planning on doing is I think we're going to kind of stick to what we did.
Stick with
what
won.
What won and almost got us a perfect score at the Culinary Fight Club, so we're going to ride with that again.
And that was your first time competing in a food
competition? That was my
competition.
first time ever competing in a food competition.
So once again, much like the Bison Burger, you're kind of spoiled now. You come out of the gate on your first time and you champion, and you're like, I got this.
Yeah, it's almost like you just want to mic drop and walk away.
You just
and
walk into the championship all cocky, like, I got this.
Yeah, no, not at all. I'm the complete opposite of anybody that's. It's funny because
I don't know if you heard, but I'm one and done.
Yeah, I'm very humble and laid back.
Sure.
So when people saw me getting anxious and like stressed out about it, they were like, they started getting anxious and stressed out.
They knew it
about
was important.
Yeah, so it was like my wife was like, I've never seen him like this.
Right,
like,
right.
You know,
we've seen it on TV. The drama.
Yeah, exactly.
And what's the grand prize?
Well,
besides bragging rights, of course.
So if you win steak, it's $10,000.
Oh,
if you win the whole thing, I think it's $100,000.
Oh, that's a sweet prize.
Yeah, I'll take that any
It
day.
doesn't suck at all.
Not in the least.
Well, thank you so much for having me here at Bison County. Good luck in the competition. We're definitely going to be rooting for you here in Boston.
Awesome. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate it, man.